Metro Detroit golfers. It's Tuesday. I'm Chad.
I'm Ben.
He's this guy. I tell you what, this Tuesday we're about to get real, everybody.
Cover your ears.
Yeah, if there are children around, earmuffs, man. So we are going to talk serious situation about how to yourself. Ben, how are we going to do this, man? This might be our hardest one yet.
It's hard to unfuck yourself when you're playing golf.
He swore. I knew he was going to do it. I knew he was going to do it.
So typically we like to start in maybe a different place than most people would when it comes time to unfucking yourself out there. So the first place that we always go with our people is, how's your self-talk doing out there? Is it productive? Is it destructive? Like, where are you at? Because if your self-talk is destructive when you're out there, it's just like Henry Ford always used to say, whether you believe you can or you can't, you are correct. You're right.
So when folks come to see us at the Golf Leadership Academy, everybody has a story. So we take time to slow the process down so we can listen to people's story and find out what they're after. So a lot of people perceive that they have swing problems. They say things like, I don't know if I can. Like they say, I can't, or I should. So it becomes almost very neurotic thinking. And they think that the swing fix is going to be the solution to this. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to learn to rewrite the narrative to create something that's productive to help yourself move forward so you can hit more better shots and mostly have more fun playing the game.
Yeah, so I mean, how many times do we run into people where, you know, what is your thought process behind the ball? And it's like a laundry list of what not to do.
Right.
The hard thing about that is if you tell yourself not to think of a bright red Ford F-150, guess what?
That thing is nice.
Guess what appears in your head, right? So when you're telling yourself what not to do when you're out there and that self-talk is destructive, the shot's probably not going to work out as you wish.
And then it goes a lot farther than that. So for a lot of you who do corporate outings, maybe at the country clubs in the area, there's a lot of fear of embarrassment. So that's a very, very real thing. So the idea that people are judging you and judging your golf swing or judging your outcomes becomes very, very destructive. So there's a lot of fear-based perspective or approach to this versus going out and having fun with it and treating it like a game. It's interesting in every other industry or most of other industries, like skiing, for example. People don't fear embarrassment. They just go have fun skiing, and people fall down and get up and laugh and spend $10,000 in the weekend and
it's a party
and have a ball. But in golf, one bad golf shot and all hell breaks loose, and it turns into this internal drama that people all deal with.
Yeah.
So getting control of the narrative would be one thing. How would you have people do that? How could they get control of this?
One of the things that we always like to have our players practice is actually making clear, confident decisions behind the golf ball. So start with this question. What do you want your ball to do? So when you're answering that question, you're describing in a perfect world what that would look like. It's one way to get control of it, and then get clear on what you're going to do through the motion before you walk into the shot. So there's a couple things that you have to do behind the ball in order to give yourself a chance to hit a good golf shot. So describe what it is that you want and get clear on what you're going to do throughout the motion.
Back to that one thing, committing to one thing.
Yes.
One thing will you take action on, and without the fear of what if it doesn't work. That's the biggest thing, is just dropping the drama, dropping the baggage. I want my ball to do X, and here's what one thing I'm going to do to get that.
Yes.
So just asking those two questions, we'll start this
It'd be
process
a wonderful place to start.
Untangling things and getting ahead of it.
Yeah, so an example of what you could do when you're out on the golf course is you could judge your success based on how well you did behind the ball that day. If you really wanted to get control of your self-talk. So an example that would be, we like to use a 1 to 5 scale, right? So a 5 is I nailed it, and 1 I was a disaster. So if I answered those two questions, I was, what do I want the ball to do? I want the 7-iron to start to the right. It's going to draw back to the left. It's going to land at 155. It's going to roll out, end up 3 feet below the hole. I'm going to commit to a free swinging motion. That's a clear, confident decision. I would give myself a 5 on the 1 to 5 scale because there was no extra drama that was being brought to the party. If I'm standing behind my ball saying, oh my gosh, out of bounds left, water right, I've got 6 people watching me, whatever you do, don't embarrass yourself.
Oh boy.
That would be a 1 on our scale, right?
Cluster, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the third thing I would add is start assessing the process, start grading the process using the 1 to 5 scale, and stop immediately judging the outcome. So when the ball goes left into the trees, that's what the ball did. It went left into the trees. Versus I suck, my swing sucks, everything sucks. I looked up. That perception is your perception of the event. So you perceive it as a bad one versus it just went left into the trees. So start grading or assessing you and the process, and stop immediately judging the outcome. Because it's totally destructive, and it's just doing more harm than good. Yeah?
Another thing I might add.
You got more?
Stop loading yourself up with swing thoughts.
Holy shit.
That is like the worst thing that you could probably do when you're out there. When you have a great performance and you reflect back on what it's like when you play your best golf, I guarantee you that you're not loaded up with 8,000 swing thoughts. But guess what? When we're playing poorly, we don't think less, we think more because we believe that there's something wrong. So you're going to have to take an inventory of what's going through your head when you're swinging the golf club. If you have 5 or 6 swing thoughts, that's where the problem lives. You have got to unfuck yourself, and you've got to eliminate 4 or 5 of those thoughts. See if you can narrow it down to 1.
Yeah, so this really all comes down and boils down to the internal state of mind, or the self-awareness.
Yeah.
Right? So really, we're creating this drama ourselves. Nobody's doing it to us. Amazon's not delivering it to your doorstep. Right?
Nope, it's not happening.
Okay.
So you make a lot of money if you made that a deliverable, though.
Oh, so much money. Dude, so much money. Okay, so internal state of mind awareness. Get control of the story, the self-talk.
Yeah.
Get clear on what you want the ball to do.
Yeah, that's important.
Start doing less, one thing. Commit to one thing.
Think less, not more.
And then grade the process, grade yourself, not the outcome. Stop judging the outcome, yeah?
You got it.
Okay, so if you can start to write some of this stuff down, take action on some of these things, you'll be shocked at the impact it will have relatively quickly compared to going to the golf course with all the story, the judgment, and the swing thoughts. So we hope this helps you. Tell you what, leave us some comments below. What are some simple things that you've done to help yourself when you're out on the round? And let us know. So again, you can help bring some value to the community by sharing your ideas and see what works. So maybe some other people can tag onto that. Like it if hit the thumbs up if you liked it. Hit the thumbs down if you didn't like this video. And we appreciate you watching. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.